Welcome to the Accountability Show. I'm JD Frost. I appreciate you watching these, and I hope that these episodes are giving you some practical information to use for your business. We've been talking this month about forming business bank accounts, and last week we were talking about the why. Like, why in the world would you form a different bank account? Like, it's just something else to keep up with. Well, what we are trying to do is lay a firm accounting foundation for you and your business. I want you to start this from the beginning with a foundation that is going to help you move forward and help you grow and help you keep track of all these expenses and income statements and balance sheets and all this stuff. And so forming a business bank account helps you so many different ways. And one reason that we have this accountability show is, number one, you can't be held accountable for something that you don't really know, that you don't understand. And so the accountability show first starts with educating you on all of these different aspects of these different steps that help your accounting foundation. So we want to educate you first on these episodes, and I want to show you more about the what, the why, the how of each one of these steps. The second part of participating in this accountability show is, one, to create a network. I mean, subscribe to the channel. That's going to allow you to learn more about who else might be struggling with some of these issues, who might be commenting. We're going to start to create a network of accountability to hold each other accountable on these different things that we're learning each week. So it's very, very important for you to go to and subscribe so that you know when each episode is dropping, so that you know what is the new thing to learn, so that you can educate yourself and not have these questions that I hear all the time from business owners. This is here to help you. And these are the things that I'm showing and helping business owners on a daily basis. Having this type of conversation about how to form a business bank account, I know it seems simple, but a lot of people seem to be intimidated by it. I don't know why. I do it all the time, so it's easier for me. But I know that you might not do it all the time. So today we are talking about how to form a business bank account. The number one thing that most people forget when you're forming a business bank account is you got to have a business federal ID number first. So if you go back and watch some other episodes about how to form an entity, that is the first thing you need to do in order to form a business bank account. Now, if you're like my wife, when she formed her business, she just wanted to start as a sole proprietor. She did not want to form an actual business entity. So she went to her bank and she created a separate personal checking account. So she had her personal checking account over here, and then she formed a separate personal one here and called it her business account. So you can do that. And that's probably the easiest way when you're asking, hey, JD, how do I go form this separate business bank account? That's the easiest way to do it. The second easiest way to do it is to form an entity and then take those corporate documents down to the bank, walk up to the teller and tell them that you want to form a bank account. I know that might seem kind of simple, but I'm trying to be keep this as easy as possible, right? So you go down there, you form the business bank account, and you want to make it a checking account. This would allow you to have a debit card. You would also get a book of checks because you want to be able to handwrite some checks. I know most people don't do that, but it's a really good way to float some cash when you're starting your business. So you might want to get a book of checks. You got your debit card, and then you formed your business bank account. So the key thing to remember when you're doing this and the how behind it is that this can be done in these two different ways. You don't have to go form an entity first, but if you want to protect yourself against a lot of liability, you would go form that entity. If you want to take the advice of just having a separate bank account and not make it an actual technical business bank account, you can just go form another checking account under your personal federal ID number, which would be your Social Security number. You can do that. The key thing to remember from these episodes when we're talking about this separate business bank account is that you have a separate account for your business, one way or the other, whether you're a sole proprietor or you have an actual entity. And it's very important to do this because this is going to allow you to track all your expenses separately. It's going to allow you to know whether or not you're really performing well in your business, and it is going to protect you against future liability. So how do I form this account? You walk down to the bank, you take your corporate documents with you, and you tell the teller, hey, I want a new bank account. I want to start a business account. I want to have the debit card, the checkbook, everything under the business name, and they'll get it formed for you. Remember, this show is meant to educate you and hold you accountable on these issues and how we are helping you lay a firm accounting foundation for your business. There's tons of steps. This is step number 2, forming that bank account. And if you're interested in talking about this in a real life situation, I would love for you to comment below. I would love for you to come on the show with me, and we can talk about these issues relative to your specific situation. And I know that that is going to help somebody else. What I have learned from this whole experience of being on video and having these shows and everything is that I really want to help you. I've learned that it takes a lot of effort. And so if you are up for the challenge, if you are willing to come on the show, I'd love to have you, and we can talk about your specific situation, and then you will be helping somebody else at the same time. So thanks for tuning in to the Accountability Show, and subscribe to the YouTube channel.